Hello there. What's going on, everybody? I'm bringing you today a look at the TIE FO kind of early spoiler that they actually published this yesterday, so I apologize. I am a little late getting this out to you guys. However, better late than never. And I think it's kind of acceptable because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think you need to buy this thing. Unless, of course, you're new to the game or you're only going to play First Order and need to bolster your ties. That actually might be a reason to buy it. And the reason I say you don't have to buy this thing is because if you've got a pretty decent collection, you may find yourself buying a conversion kit, and everything that comes in here also comes in the conversion kit, minus the miniature itself. Now, it does look like we're probably getting a slightly different paint job. You know, like you got like the reddish glow on the cockpit. And I will be doing a comparison review. So when these come out, I'll be comparing the First Order TIE FO with this second edition First Order TIE FO. So you'll be able to look at First Edition and Second Edition. But if you're like me and you've been playing for a while, you probably have lots of TIE FOs. So you probably won't need to pick this up. You might find yourself picking up 2 conversion kits. You'll get a little more bang for your buck out of that. But there's going to be a lot of pilots. There's going to be 9 unique pilots that they talked about in the article. So there's going to be a lot. There's still stuff that they're not telling us here. So there's still going to be a few surprises when it comes time to look at the TIE FO. So we got all of our generics, and I'm just going to start with our 1. You know, 1's a good initiative to have because you can block with a 1. 1's going to be your cheapest. And hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, your actions, you've got focus, evade, target lock, and barrel roll. You still have the 2 attack forward, still the 3 agility, 3 hull, plus 1 shield. So initially, I mean, the TIE fighter is kind of like the foundation of X-Wing. It's the most kind of simplified version of a ship. And the TIE FO is just a slight upgrade off of that. Pretty much staying the same as in X-Wing 1.0. You still got your 1 shield there, which is awfully nice, so you don't have to worry about taking a critical that just completely destroys you on your very, very first hit. You know, it gives you a little bit of defense against that. If you want to go a little more expensive, we do have the Initiative 2. If you're maybe fearing a swarm versus swarm type of scenario, you might want to spend a little bit more and go for the Initiative 2. I don't know. I think 1 is probably better. This way, at least your ties can block. But if you are looking at being able to shoot and blow up an enemy swarm before they, I don't know if swarm versus swarm is going to be all that strong. Just considering, you know, you're going against high agility targets with only 2 attack dice, might not be the most, you know, best option. I think I'd probably rather go with Epsilon Squadron Cadet rather than the Zeta Squadron Pilot, just because I think these cadets have a little bit going for them. I think they're, you know, like most cadets, they're probably eager to go out there and prove themselves, just like Wesley Crusher when he was in Red Squad in Star Trek The Next Generation. If you know what I'm talking about. They tried to do that starburst maneuver and somebody got killed, but it was going to be epic. That's these guys. They're going for it. They're trying to make you bump them, deny you actions, and then manage to survive and also take a shot. Whereas Zeta Squadron, they're already in a squadron. They're not trying. I mean, I'm being silly here, but yeah, I'm not as impressed with the Initiative 2. Your Omega Squadron Ace is likely to have a talent since they're in Ace, although it's only Initiative 3. But if you're going for more of an Aces swarm, like a mini swarm with the talents on there, this might be a good option for you. I don't imagine that these guys will be too expensive either. It's just so much harder, you know, to talk about these preview articles and to speculate on a lot of things when they have, you know, so much less information printed on the cards. Like, could you imagine maybe they say that these guys don't have tech, right? Or imagine they have 3 tech on the, you know, or maybe that's a difference between your 1 and your 2. Maybe they decided to say, you know what, we're going to make the 2 a little better because the 1 isn't going to have a tech. You know, I don't think that's the case, but could you imagine? I mean, they could do stuff like that and we wouldn't even know, even though they're giving us the card. Let's talk about the named pilots. Before I do that, I do want to remind everybody that there is another big round of the giveaway going on right now. So if you would like to win a Super Star Destroyer for Armada in the form of a cool stuff gift card that you can use for anything, all you have to do is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. So let's talk about this. First off, now we got uniques all the way across the spectrum, and I love, this is one of my favorite pieces of art. The explosion just looks so bright in contrast to the wing. I love the way it's kind of overlaid on top of the background here. It's gorgeous. Lieutenant Rebus. Inconvenient witness. It's like one of these little flavor text titles are hilarious. So Lieutenant Rebus is actually a really good ability. He probably won't have a talent. If I were a betting player, I would bet that this guy comes without a talent. Usually ones don't have that. After a ship at range 1 to 2 gains a red or orange token, if you do not have that ship locked, you may acquire a lock on that ship. So I think this is a great guy. When you know your opponent's going to do a K turn or something like that, you can go ahead and just put yourself, especially at initiative 1, put yourself in the position where you're just going to move and take a focus, and then maybe you get a target lock on somebody. If you manage to survive, you're going to have a great shot. This could be a fantastic opportunity. Or maybe when you're jousting somebody, you do a K turn, you don't worry about it because they're going to do a K turn also, and I don't believe stress is stopping you from getting a lock because it doesn't say perform a target lock action. You're not performing an action that way, so you're just gaining a lock. But correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of you guys have actually been quick to correct me. I've made a couple of mistakes on some of my last videos. I apologize for that, but I want to thank you guys for offering those little corrections. There's so many carryovers from 1.0 to 2.0. And maybe it's just because I'm getting old. You can't. The gray hairs don't show through too well on the webcam, but sometimes my slow old aging mind gets confused. So, that's the beauty of this community. Everybody's really cool, and you guys are really smart too. All right, we're looking at a slightly higher initiative 2. He's TN 3465. Now, why does this guy get a number and everybody else gets a name? Like, what did he do wrong? He got to be a unique pilot, but he still didn't get a name. He's a loose end. I guess they want to kill him. That's why they. He probably saw Kylo Ren go crazy, and word is Kylo Ren doesn't want this guy talking about what he saw, because the rumor is that before Starkiller Base exploded, this guy said he saw Kylo Ren slashing at some of the walls in Starkiller Base with his lightsaber. And a little underground movement has said that Kylo Ren caused the destruction with a faulty lightsaber swing. And this guy is the witness. So they want him dead. No? Maybe not. So he's a loose end. While another friendly ship performs an attack, if you are at range 0 or 1 of the defender, you may suffer a critical damage to change one of the attacker's results to a critical result. I love this guy. This is my favorite one. It's thematic. Loose end. Like, you're sending him off to die. You're sending him farther ahead. He's going to be... Now, I don't know if this guy works as well in a swarm of, like, similar initiative. I think you want maybe your higher pilot skill guys. You want this guy with a bunch of, like, 5s and 6s. And he's your one lowbie that moves first. Moves right into everybody else. And just stays there. And takes damage to help everybody else hit harder. I just love it. So this guy doesn't want to be with the rest of your ships. He wants to be all by himself right next to the enemies. And the thing is, his ability for the other friendly ship, that could be at any range. So he can actually be outside of range 3. At least it sounds like to me. He could be just beyond range 3. Like, he could overshoot the enemy. The enemy's here, and then you're over here shooting at range 3. This guy's actually... as long as he's range 1 of that enemy, whoever's targeting that enemy gets to change the die to a crit. And the good thing is it can change any result, so even a blank result. And that's really the key, because there's so little mitigation against blank results. The only thing you can do is reroll and hope that you had more than just a target lock and a focus. And so being able to change a blank to a crit is really huge, really huge. So I really like this guy. Longshot. Longshot's another good one. It's a Zeta Ace. And it's nice that he actually got a name. It means they probably plan on letting him live. While you perform a primary attack at range 3, roll 1 additional attack die. This guy's great. And what that means is he's somehow... It kind of reminds you of the Inquisitor, doesn't he? Maybe he was trained. I bet you this guy's Force sensitive. That's what I think. Maybe he's the Inquisitor's grandson. Or granddaughter. Yeah, because it doesn't specify. Anyway, but no, this basically only range 2 is the only weak spot for this guy. At range 2, they're just another TIE fighter at initiative 3. But range 1, they're going to roll 3 dice. Range 3, They're going to roll 3 dice. That's not half bad. I would wager this one might not have an EPT or a talent as well. But we'll see. Sometimes, I mean, in 1.0 they used to do that. They used to take, you know, certain really, really cool pilots and that were in the middle of the spectrum and just deny them the talent just to really make you think long and hard. Anybody that you might auto pick. A lot of times it was people that got extra dice sometimes too. And just in case there's another EPT that gives you an extra bonus at range 3, they don't want you stacking that. I could just see for future proofing this guy might be dangerous, but that's the beauty of the app. They can give him the talent now and take it away later. Static, Initiative 4, we're starting to get up there. We're in the higher end of the people that still aren't going to move or shoot when you want them to because your opponent's running all 5s and 6s. So 4 might as well be a 1 for a lot of games, but it's still the best of the worst as far as initiative goes. And this is Omega Ace just called Static. So basically, it's kind of like a nod to how that initial Force Awakens core set just had all those generic names. It's like, oh, we're not allowed to spoil anything for the movie, so we're just going to call this one Really, Really Good Pilot. And you're another really, really good pilot. You know, like it was just crazy. So at least they gave him a name now, or gave him or her a name, and it's Static. While you perform a primary attack, you may spend your lock on the defender and a focus token to change all of your results to critical results. Well, now crits are a little bit better than they were before, so this one might actually be better than they were in 1.0. It was always kind of a hard thing to do because you needed to have a target lock and a focus at the same time, and your target lock had to be on somebody you were shooting. So, and ideally, you kind of wanted to be at range 1 so you could get 3 results, so you could get 3 crits. And all of those things were really, really tricky to line up. And so there may be some synergy with using Coordinate on this guy to make it happen. That's going to be something that will be helpful. However, at Initiative 4, you can't always guarantee that you're going to be able to target lock the person you want to shoot. So this one will be really good at shooting down weaker ships, being able to put crits, lots of crits on weaker ships. We're seeing, a lot of crit effects go through, especially with Longshot, or not Longshot, but with TN, the loose end, being able to turn things to crits. This guy can turn his stuff to crits. So while this new First Order's version of the TIE Swarm is still only going to have 2 attack dice, it seems like crits are a little bit a better thing for them, and they're going to be maybe more reliable to be able to put crits on you, which will be really nasty against maybe the Empire, who has a lot of those ships that don't have shields, but maybe not as good against heavily shielded factions like the Rebellion. We will see. We got Scorch, another really great piece, and this just makes me feel sad because I think about all those bombers that went down before their time in the opening scene of Force Awakens. Great scene. I'm sorry if you disagree. I still love it. I love the whole movie, but I love this scene too. Great space battle, and that's something we need more of in Star Wars. And I'm really hoping, going off topic for a second, I'm really hoping Resistance starts picking up with the space battles. It looks like this week's episode is going to kind of take a step in that direction, which I'm kind of excited about because Resistance has been just kind of so far. So Scorch, I love that green glow on the wing too. While you perform a primary attack, if you are not stressed, you may gain a stress token to roll an additional attack die. Not great, but I think this would be just something you do if you absolutely need to. You can always, you can get up to 4 dice at range 1, which is not bad. I think this will combo well with one of these little guys right here, like your little loose end TN 3465. Because if you know you can change any result to a crit, well now, whoops, right there. Now I don't mind rolling 4 attack dice at range 1, even at the cost of a stress. Hopefully I ran a focus. Even if I get a blank, I can change that to a crit. On my eyeballs, I can change to hits. I can probably get a lot of damage through. What you gotta hope for, though, is you gotta hope you didn't roll, multiple blanks. So maybe a target lock would be better on a guy like this. Knowing that you can mitigate 1. But it'll be interesting. A Scorch looks cool. Commander Malarus, the First Order Enforcer. I imagine this guy wears special gloves. I don't know why. I can't really justify that with anything. I feel like if I was called an enforcer, I'd want to wear some really cool gloves with maybe some armored knuckles just in case I had to punch somebody to make my point. And you don't think a pilot's going to punch many people. So here's the different card. You've got 2 charge tokens on this guy. And he's initiative 5, so he is actually, you know, getting up there with your aces. So this is, you know, this is maybe your hope for having somebody that's actually going to be able to arc dodge. At the start of the engagement phase, you may spend a charge and gain a stress token. If you do, until the end of the round, while you defend or perform an attack, you may change all of your hit results to evade, or eyeball results to evade or hit. So this is gets glitter stem basically. He gets 2 charges of glitter stem, and that's nice. You know, it's a nice option to have. I don't know how expensive he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be overcosted because of it. But I would love for all of my TIE fighters to have that option, because worst case, you don't want to take the stress, just don't use it. But I do like the ability, especially since you know you're going to... At Initiative 5, there's a pretty good chance that you will get to shoot. And after that shooting, you're probably going to be defending quite a bit. So, you know, that could really help you stay alive, especially if you're Initiative 5 and, you know, you're not going up against all 6s. You're probably going to use your action to barrel roll. I think is a pretty good, you know, a pretty good indication you will do that. Now, we do see a couple of things with people getting stressed, you know, stress stuff. Interesting, a lot of stress out here. And I think that's another thing to point out with Lieutenant Rebus is that this doesn't say an enemy ship gains a red token. So I'm kind of revisiting our one that we talked about first. We talked about using him against enemy K turns, getting free locks. You can also get a lock on your own ship. There's nothing been revealed yet to make that a thing, but I think that's a good thing to keep in mind as future upgrades come out. But here's a guy that can... you know, can take advantage of that if there is ever maybe a tech that says when a friendly ship has or when you have a target lock on a friendly ship, they can re-roll dice. You know, we saw that in 1.0. So, TIE FO? Yeah, there it is, guys. Again, I'm sorry I'm a little late on this, but you know, it's going to be one of the, you know, there's not going to be that many ships in the First Order, so you got to kind of make the most out of this one. So I could see maybe picking up some of these if you don't have many First Order ties, but as cheap as those Force Awakens core sets had been at times on Black Friday deals and stuff, I think a lot of us have tons of First Order ties. So I would anticipate people just getting conversion kits and not having to buy this. But if you want to see how it looks, stay tuned. When they are released, I will be doing a comparison. Alright guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out Crabbok.com, hop in my Discord and say hi. And don't forget to enter that giveaway and click that little bell for alerts so you don't get miss out when new videos get posted. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And big thanks to my patrons on Patreon. You guys are fantastic and have been giving me some new suggestions for videos as well. So I will be taking some of that as well. I want to thank you so much for watching and have a great day.